Howdy, all you delicious people. I'm here today to talk about Summerslam Night 2. Why was Night 2, so uberly stacked compared to Night 1? Hey, WWE, I think it would actually be a good idea if both of your PLE nights were actually equally good instead of just Night 2 just being very good and Night 1 just kind of being, except for that main event though, being a lot of just so-so. Doesn't it actually just go on and make you think that, probably all of your PLEs should be good? Should be, yeah, if anything, you just have a clickbaiting thing by the main event, but yeah, just, and you kind of technically do that same thing, clickbaiting people into this one by the main event, but still. Uh, This PLE was a freaking banger. There were some matches that slowed down the PLE, or to have me go on and say, why didn't this specific match open this PLE? Because if anything, I would have just been like, I didn't really want to see this effing match anyways, so it should have actually been the one that opened. And I will go on and eventually explain that. And then there's another match where it's just kind of just so-so. But with that said, let's go on and let's talk about these matchups. So let's try as best as I can to try and talk about some of these stuff in the order that they occurred. By the end of this, I'll go on and say the results of all these matches. Also, day one, or night one, the New Day was to go on and be in a commercial spot. And I'm like, seriously? You have the New Day not wrestling, and they're in a commercial spot. Does anybody have a problem with that? I want to see them in the ring wrestling. Why do they? Why? Why? F it, whatever. Also, I don't know if I said the results of the Logan Paul, Jelly Roll, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre match, so I'm going to kind of maybe back over what I said, because I don't remember if I said the results of that match. So, I'm going to raise my hand soon and say the word spoilers, and so I'll talk about who won that, because I don't know if I said it or not, because bizarrely, it just jiggered in my brain that I didn't say every result of every match. So, spoilers, everybody. Logan Paul had pinned Jelly Roll. Really, I was like, well, that's the obvious way that that match should end. And also, Randy Orton has back problems, so I wasn't thinking that either Jelly Roll or Randy Orton was going to win this match because it wouldn't make sense for that to actually happen. I was to actually be more interested in Drew getting the win here because it doesn't really seem I see Drew as much as I do Logan Paul. But regardless, the team won, so what does it matter? You need all these people on this card, because card. Uh, but anyways, let's go in and talk about night 2. So, we open up this with the triple threat match, where I'm just like, why is this opening this PLE? Why is this is a, how many times now have we gone on to see this match open a PLE, and it's freaking better than a lot of the other matches. But again, they just continue just to have this thing open, and I'm just like, why? It's freaking better than a lot of these matches, god dang it. But anyways, so the Naomi entrance has her father playing alongside her, and I was like, oh, that's nice. And we have this match kind of bring something new to the table where Naomi is turning to both Io and Rhea and just be like, hey, how about you two? You fight one another and I'll just stand here. And Rhea and Io are like, no. Like, we're gonna go on and we're gonna fight you. And then the cat and mouse thing begins where Naomi gets out of the ring, Rhea and Io follow her. Naomi gets back into the ring, Io follows her. Rhea is slow um to then follow, and then the matches to go on and happen. And if we are to still assume that Io and Rhea are to be the bestest of friends or whatever, uh, legs start to fly, and then it's like, okay, normal triple threat match applies here, and everybody's for themselves. There are a plethora of sexy pins that are going to be had here with Rhea. That's what she calls it. She calls it the sexy pin. Like, freaking don't argue with me. Argue with her Chris Van Vliet interview that she calls it the sexy pin, bizarrely. I don't know why, but that's what she calls it. So we go on to have, like, towards the end of this match, like, it started to kind of feel kind of very sloppy towards the very end. And there is to be somewhat some cheating to be involved here, some possibly surprising and shocking things. But I was to naturally assume that this match was going to head a certain way. I wasn't exactly shocked by the ending of all this. And also at this point, I'm just like, well, like, it's kind of obvious how this is going to turn out. Like, there's only like so many ways you could think that at this point, that is this going to finally be the one time that something miraculous happens? No. Uh, but this match was entertaining. It was a good opener, but it could go anywhere on the card and probably end up just be still as equally good. Let's go on and let's talk about the Lynch Lyra match, so I can go on and eat some crow here. Uh, it seemed that they were to finally go on and have a Lyra outfit that I can actually be fine with. No freaking big bird crap that I'm like. There's feathers in there, and I'm like, okay, like, this looks way better. Becky Lynch's entrance music, I'm like, what the heck is that? I don't really to quite have understood what any of that lyrics were, and I'm just like, you know what? I kind of miss the other entrance. That entrance, I'm like, what the is that? Like, I can go on and like punk rock, but I'm just like, I don't know what that was. Uh, I guess that's her heel music, but it just like, I don't get what that was. Uh, but yeah, but like once we get into this matchup, I'm like, man, things get freaking dangerous. Right out of the gate, Becky pops Lyra in the face, and then Becky's like, whoa, and then like, yeah, you can obviously see in her face, she makes this big, huge expression. And so they continue on with the matchup. And so we end up getting freaking crowbars in this matchup. We get wrenches in this thing. I don't know why they keep having to use that toolbox in these matchups, but it just happens here. It just transpires. And we actually get somewhat what I actually wanted, which was technically a triple threat match. Like, I'm going to just go ahead and say this because it doesn't really have a huge bearing on the matchup. Bailey ends up getting involved in this matchup. So we get Bailey, and I'm like, yay, this is kind of what I wanted, but not exactly. So to kind of just continue this food to make it at least not a singles match and to just kind of make things more interesting. So I really liked that, but yeah, but like the stuff that just goes like the chair announcing table thing, I'm like, man, that just looked sick. But yeah, but like they just kept on going. Like they kept teasing the crowbar thing. It never happens. And I'm fine with that because I'm just like, yeah, that crowbar thing, that just made no sense to me. And so this match was to go on, like the kendo use, that was good, that was entertaining. A lot of that was very brutal. Yeah, yeah, like bravo to the ladies for going on and putting this match together to try to do something with this feud. Um, if anything, I was to be completely against this feud, and I was so freaking bored with it. Now I'm just like, keep going. Just keep having this match go on now. I don't care if it's been done to death at this point. Just keep it going for just at least one more match, and then finally just be like, oh, okay, we can finally just put this freaking thing to rest and do something else with these people. What? I have no idea, but freaking like at least one more match, and then I'll be fine with it, and then we can just rotate some people in, so that way this doesn't get stale. But uh, culminate it in the next pay per view, and then just be freaking done with it finally. Um, but yeah, this I was waiting for the kitchen sink for this thing to where's the kitchen sink? Because you've thrown everything at this freaking match, and I'm wow, bra freaking vo. As I go on, and I just need to clap in every one of these PLE videos now. I don't know why, but it just happens. So let's go on and let's talk about the tag team matchup with way too many goddamn people. This one has a faction. This one has uh these valets. This one has this. This one has that. I was expecting the whole entire roster to come on down and just be going into this matchup. That's what I was thinking because they used freaking everybody in this goddamn thing. I was seeing B-Fabs, and I was seeing Candice LeRae's, and I was seeing Nikki Cross because she was with the Wyatt Six. The whole Wyatt Sixers getting involved in this matchup. I'm like, you know what? A lot of people are to probably go on and hate when they end up using way too many goddamn people in a match, and I'm to feel the same. But good grief, in this match, they're like, no, more is more. More is more. Let's more. Let's have a battle royal going on in a tables, ladders, and chairs matchup. It makes the most sense, right? God. Um, we end up getting a cluster of just uh table crashing spots, which were really great. But the tables just folded weird. Uh the showing of Hardy and Bubba and Devon in the beginning of this was really cool because supposedly those tag teams are eventually going to go on and have a match somewhere. I don't know where, but they're having it. It seems I don't know where. Because Bubba had gone on to state that they were going to have some match somewhere. I don't know where. And it was cool to find out that Devon decided to kind of lose a bit of weight and be involved in DDPY. So good for him. That's great. And yeah, we'll hopefully be able to figure out where the heck that match happens. And I have no idea. But anyways, but I'm sure a lot of people would go on and probably say, yeah, it's cool to see that tag team and the freaking in the crowd. Woohoo! Anyways, so we go on. We have Fraxium being into the entrance. I'm like, who? Immediately when they see NXT, I was just like, whatever. Like, it looked like freaking Neville from when he was a superhero. If you guys remember the character Neville, you probably don't. But immediately that's what kind of come to mind. I'm like, if you had Neville be two people, that is basically Fraxium. I'm like, this looks stupid. And like they started out, Fraxium started the match out, and you kind of forgot about them because they were kind of so commingled with so many other people. And also you had like Ray Phoenix that was involved with Andrade, and like you could probably get Ray Phoenix and uh in Axiom or whatever the guy with the mask is. You probably would get them easily confused, in my honesty. But so the most entertaining thing about this whole entire match, honestly, to me, was DIY. I was like, man, let's see more DIY. That Candice ladder spot was ugly. Uh, but Candice wasn't. But hey, like no, like I'm just saying that like that spot was just like, man, I hope she's okay. And they gave the thumbs up, so we're like, all right, she's okay. Continue on the matchup. Like, because I'm like, yeah, like it seemed like it looked like she fell like knee first, it seems like, or something. Like, I would have to kind of look that back to, but regardless, they thumbs upped it, so I was like, all right, cool, we can continue on the match. Uh, Ciampa going on and holding the the title rope thing the way he like, I was like, all right, like, are they gonna do something with that? Please don't tell me that they're gonna go on to recreate the Edge Jeff Hardy spot where Edge spears Jeff and then they go down. Like, don't tell me they're gonna do that. Like, I don't want to see that again. Uh, but I was thinking, I'm like, well, are they gonna do anything with that? And they just didn't do anything with it. So I'm like, okay, so like it just looks really entertaining. It looks like some wire act, but like they didn't do enough with that. That would have been interesting, but nothing. They just brought the ladder back, and then Ciampa just got back down, and like, hey, let's get the title, and then like they didn't get the title, sadly enough. But I was hoping for them to win. Honestly, I like DIY. I'm entertained by them. I really am. But so, but I had other people also pegged as winning this. I was thinking like, well, it's nice that the White Six have belts around them. Uh, like I go on to find motor shit. I almost said, yeah. I find Motor City Machine Guns entertaining, but like, anyways. So, Street Profits, like I've seen them with belts, but I'm just like, I don't honestly get them. Like, I just like they're not at a point where like where I'm really intrigued by them. Like I really need to like honestly like understand where the fascination with them is. I feel like I haven't been able to see them in enough action and bouts and whatever to like to be really interested in them. Like I still just don't get it. With the Street Profits, it's sad to say, but it's true. Uh, and so I'm like, Andre and Ray Phoenix, why are they a tag team? It doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, so uh, there was a bunch of ladders stacked in the ring, and like we obviously have like a bunch of the tag teams just kind of scrambling, uh, like traditional ways of just kind of setting up a ladder match where like there's just a bunch of ladders just kind of stacked one against another, and teams get up there and try to take out the opposition. That is to be the obvious way to go about these kind of matches. Uh, yeah, other than that, like, there weren't, besides maybe that Spanish Fly, like, there wasn't a lot of stuff besides when the tables were crashing and ladders were crashing. There's not a whole lot to have pulled away from this match, besides the winners, sadly enough. Uh, I did like the spots where they were going on, and like one person would get up the ladder and the other person would be defending the ladder. I thought that was like, man, that is genius. Like, how we have not gone on and had that happen like a billion times already, and we're seeing this now. Like, why hasn't this happened a lot more? That spot makes all the sense in the world. Just, man, these people are reinventing the wheel, I feel. And this was freaking great. Uh, but anyways, let's go on. So let's talk about the Solo Fatu match because I really need to get this off my goddamn chest. You have a steel cage match, and in all honesty, like, I rarely go on and see steel cage matches that I'm ooh and dah'd about because, in all honesty, you have a steel cage, but you most of the time do freaking a lick of nothing with it. So it's just dressing on an otherwise ring. Yeah, like, and you just have to tease that consistently, like, Solo is calling out for the door and he's walking to it, and Fatu grabs Solo's leg, and it's like, well, I guess he's not gonna leave through the door. And the whole escape thing at this point is to just go on and just be so stupid because of when it does actually happen and somebody wins them, it just like it's to just go on and just be so deflating. Where I honestly would want to go on and have somebody escape or just pin somebody in the match. Like, I don't like the stupid escape through the door thing. That just seems just so freaking just stupid. But also, I'm like, okay, they have a steel cage match, and immediately what comes to mind is like, well, somebody has a faction. But we come to find that Fatu is with Jimmy Uso, and people were calling out Yeet, and I'm like, Jay wrestled the night before. Don't have Jay go on and come in here and say that. No. Like, don't have the other kind of tribal chiefs and all those. Don't have that stuff come in here. Like, come on. Like, we've already had these people work the night before. And, like, if you want to go on and have Fatu and Jimmy together, great. Tag teaming up or whatever the heck. But, for this match, it was the slow as molasses freaking thing. They didn't use the cage enough. This was freaking boring. And I'm like, well, how is this gonna end? It couldn't be with the faction, right? Could be with the faction. No. There's no way that this could possibly happen with the faction. And then the faction occurs, and I'm just like, whatever. Like, just like, I am just so sick of this nonsense. But anyways, let's talk about the AJ Dom match. So, this match, very mid. Uh, there was some nutshot stuff that I was kind of like, okay, I can just be entertained by that because it just reminds me of the Shinsuke AJ match where they just kept nutshotting one another over and over and over again. Bizarrely, they just kept nutshotting one another, and it's just like, okay, like, is this going to be the match where they just continuously or endlessly nutshot one another? Just whatever. But so AJ was to go on and wear the pantalones of Dominic's past, and they go on and they state that within the matchup about how AJ is wearing the same trunks that Eddie Guerrero had worn uh, during a certain specific feud that tied to Dominic, I guess, to scare him and whatever. Uh, I am to go on and just be like, okay, I guess that's like some mind games going on here, but like, in all honesty, we're supposed to know now that I guess AJ is only going to have uh, X number of days left on his contract and whatever, and he's going to supposedly retire, so we don't know exactly when AJ is to kind of hang up the boots. So reasonably, I'm just like, okay, it's like, is that all just because of like how they're going on and kind of just using AJ in all honesty? Uh, but anyways, so AJ and Dominic here, like I liked how AJ used the calf crusher in this match. Like I thought there'd possibly be more like if teasing, if anything, like maybe the styles clash, but it doesn't feel like that really happened. Uh, this match just kind of just serves its purpose. Um, yeah, like really, I feel that the ending of this match was gonna just be like, okay, all right, like shocker. Um, but like there was not a lot to retain from this matchup. It really wasn't, sadly enough. So let's go on and let's talk about the main event. I'm not going to go on at all and say who the big enchilada ending thing was to go on and wink wink nudge nudge for this whole ending thing, but uh, I'll say that for the winning part of this whole thing. So the main event. So we are to go on and see that Cena is starting to change to babyface now. And I'm like, okay, so yeah, so he's not gonna go on and leave the WWE as a bad guy because now we have to go on and get some last merch buys for Cena shirts. So we have to do that now. And then also so Cena can go on and make some make a wishes if he wasn't already doing that freaking anyways, I'm sure, even while he was a heel and hugging people and doing the face. Uh anyways, so but man, that also kind of sucks that like we didn't get the heel thing for very long, and there I think is a lot of problems with that heel thing, and like we didn't legitimately get like I feel like an actual like thugonomics heel. Like yeah, like so just Cena is just now a baby, and we're just to be fine with that, and just like okay, whatever that was. Uh, but there was a lot of good promos coming out of that. There was a lot of good things, but it's just like okay, we're now back to babyface Cena, and if anything, people were going on and booing Cody in this match because you can't exactly boo Cena now that he's babyface because he's Cena. How many times we're gonna go on and see Cena at this point? So I thought the ending was bullshit. I was so upset in anger. No, it didn't really matter either way. Uh, I was to go on and be so upset about like the confusion of like why this PLE had to kind of end the way it did. But anyways, uh, but so take that with what you will, whatever. So this was a street fight that kind of just went all over the place in the arena, and like I liked how Cena ended up using that like barrier thing, and I'm like, yeah, like that is a thing that we've never gone on and seen much, but the video games, and then they use it in the video games. I'm like, man, like that would be good to actually see them use in the actual WWE, and they used it. I'm like, great. Um, like I'm sure that freaking like that probably did go on and hurt because I had seen at one point where like I think there was a Stevie Richards Terry Funk match where they end up using that fence, that metal fence, and I think Richards ended up getting hurt from that. So Stevie Richards. But anyways, so for this matchup, they end up like starting to like take the ring apart, and they end up using the turnbuckle, and Cody starts hitting Cena with this turnbuckle, and people are starting to turn on Cody because like, oh, that's an evil tactic. How dare you, dude? The turnbuckle has padding on it. It has padding. Come on, come on, people. Don't boo Cody. Come on. It's so they end up going on and doing the one funny spot also where like Cena has like Cody draped over his shoulder, and so Cena like comes from uh Cody's entrance, and like Cena's smiling like and then so uh that was funny, even though I'm like logically like, don't tell me that like WWE 2K26 is gonna be like, oh yeah, we can do that now, whatever. um like, don't tell me that they're gonna start incorporating that stuff. I'm waiting for the OMG moment that they do with yeah, I'm just waiting for that garbage to happen now, because why wouldn't it? But man, it would go on and take you forever to go from the ring to that entranceway. So why would it go on and be worth it? In my opinion, but regardless. So, in all honesty, when looking at the Lynch Lyra match and then the Cena Rhodes match, more of the Cena and Rhodes match just kind of deals with a lot more finishers being used than them using weapons, or like I thought it would have been interesting if they would have even gone backstage briefly and done something back there and then come back outside to, yeah. Like that would have been interesting. Also, like there are times when they go on and they're using Stephanie McMahon. I was popping to see Stephanie McMahon. I'm like, great. Like they ended up using her as like a kind of stopgap kind of person who ends up talking with the one other guy that I don't know what his name is, but he's some announcer guy. I have no idea what his name is. And I was like, good. Like I get to see Stephanie McMahon. Bizarrely, this is interesting. This is cool. Like she used to go on and have her own podcast, whatever interviewing thing. I say podcast, and I honestly hate that word because to me, I'm like, podcast means a billion things. Like I would want to go on and narrow it down to just say that, like, in all honesty, like she's interviewing people, so that's what she does. She's an interviewer. Because I hate the word podcast because that just sounds like you're gonna make up just random crap to say for an hour and a half, and it just like that's a podcast to me, and I don't like that kind of stuff. Like I would rather have one kind of thing, and instead of just calling it a podcast, which just means whatever. Like let's talk about the weather, or let's talk about the most popular video game, or let's talk about uh the thing I did for my day. Yeah, random topics, just begalia. and what have you. But uh, so we go on, and whenever Cody Rhodes is to hit his finisher, man, that just finisher just looks so wonky. It kind of looks like Cena is falling on top of Rhodes every time he does it, the crossroads, and it just does not look good. It doesn't look good. Uh, and Cody has to go on and hit this thing like 3, 4 times, 6 times. Like, Cena has to do like a billion AAs in this matchup, it seems. Like, it doesn't really seem that they're gonna go on and pull anything out of their bags besides just those. Like, we don't even have the you can't see me knuckle shuffle thing. Like, Cena doesn't pull out his weird punching thing that he did at one point in time and whatever, like that weird lightning bolt punch, weird goofy thing that they said that he did at some point. And yeah, they didn't have him bust that out for this matchup. That would have been weird. Uh, we have at one point where Cena goes on with Cody and does a Canadian Destroyer, and then Cena is still be like, "Wow, I did that." We're like, "Yeah," like I don't think I was to go on and just be just so wowed about that, but yeah, Cena, you did a Canadian Destroyer or a Mexican Destroyer for repentant people, uh, or a Code Red, or yeah, Code Red. We have to a billion other freaking names. Yeah, but I would like to just call it Canadian Destroyer because that's where I just know it as Canadian Destroyer. Uh, isn't it also called like Sunrise? I don't freaking know. Anyways, but Cena just like looks at wow, I did that move. But yeah, but that was really fun. Uh, Cena ends up also going onto the announce tables and there's to go on and be a move done there. Where I think Cena goes on and does the AA Cody. Honestly, at this point, it would have been really interesting to just see like Cena and Rhodes kind of flip their finishers and kind of have them flipping finishers on, because they've gotten to a point where like they're using their own and it's not working. So why not just have them flip their finishers or do something more than just the Canadian Destroyer in this whole matchup? Uh, Other than that, yeah, like so let's go on, and I don't feel like there was anything that quite stood out besides all these matches. I feel were either like bangers, or they were just like, this is good enough. So this card worth watching. It's worth checking out. Available on Peacock, whatever. So let's get into the results. Let's talk about who won and who lost and who cried and who boo-hooed all the way home, sadly enough. As if they're probably, hey man, I got freaking paid. It's like Al Snow, like, pin me, pay me. But that's kind of like the Jim Cornette like thing where he says, thank you, F you, or something like that. Something along those lines. Uh, like, did they go on? Did they mention the Hulk Hogan thing again in night 2? Like, I think they had Nick Hogan in the stands, but yeah, and they referenced him. They referenced celebrities that were in the crowd. I'm like, whatever. Like, Cena grabbed crutches from this one guy. I'm like, Cena's still a heel. He grabbed crutches from a guy in a crowd. How dare you, Cena, grab crutches from a guy in a crowd? But whatever. It was a planned spot. Like, obviously, like, a guy was wearing a certain Cena shirt. freaking whatever. And yeah, whatever. Anyway, so let's see the results. So let's say who won. Spoilers, everybody. Spoilers. Spoiler time. Spoiler time. It's about that time again to spoil all of these matches. So, firstly, I'm to go on and say who the next big thing was that was to transpire into the finale of the main event. So Brock Lesnar appeared on SummerSlam, and I'm like, oh wow, it's the Beast Incarnate. Wait a minute, so like, is Brock Lesnar gonna end up with Paul Heyman? Is Brock Lesnar going to end up with Seth Rollins in his faction? What's going to go happen there? Like, is Brock going to be on his own? Like, I'm so effing confused now because is Paul Heyman going to be doing some double duty? Like, and I just said duty? God, I'm a child. What's gonna happen here? I'm so baffled and confused. Also, like, why exactly does Paul Heyman still need to be with Seth Rollins and his faction? Plus, also, that could be interesting to reignite the feud between both Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins. And in all honesty, if Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins was to have Brock Lesnar need to go through all of Seth Rollins' faction, I'd be freaking down with that. And so Brock Lesnar, he's to have arrived again and had F5'd John Cena and laid him to waste. And I'm like, cool. Huzzah. We go on to find that Cena had lost his WWE undisputed whatever goofy title thing. And so now Cody is to be the new champ. And I'm like, okay, so Cena's going to go on and face off against Brock to give us a dream match, I guess. And then Cody is to go on and face off whoever he's going to go on and face off against. I'm assuming that's probably to go on and logically to either. I'm hoping it's not freaking Roman. Do not have Cody and Roman do another, like, just bring that back. No. None of that goddamn nonsense. Like, if anything, at this point, I don't know exactly who could be a really good number one contender at this point. Like, I feel that there are probably certain people that are probably just to be upset at this point of their booking, logically. But I don't know if there's any good number one contenders for Cody's belt right now. You would probably have to go on and do the AI booking, I guess, to figure out who that would go on and actually be. But anyways, so let's go back. So the triple threat match with the ladies, Naomi had gone on to win that match. Ripley had gone on to complain about how Naomi had grabbed the tights. It's a triple threat match. It doesn't matter. And also, the ref probably didn't see it anyways, so it wouldn't have mattered. Naomi wins the matchup. And I'm just like, yeah, not exactly shocked. Wasn't thinking that Naomi. I wasn't thinking that Naomi was going to lose this title anytime soon, anyways. Unless it's to probably go up against like Bianca Belair or then Jade, and then I'd just be like, well, then probably Bianca is gonna win the title, or like maybe finally they're gonna just bizarrely give the title to Jade. But I'm like, no offense to Jade, just no. But anyways, yeah. This was entertaining. Really liked it. So the results for Becky versus Lyra. Becky retains, and no shock or surprise of that. I hope that this gives us Bailey in a triple threat, or Bailey versus Becky to change something up for once. Uh, but then what does Lyra do? Would she be a special guest referee? No. That would just seem like a horrible consolation prize. It's either triple threat or bust. Uh, we go on to the too many freaking people in a match ladder thing. The 6-pack challenge. The why is there so many goddamn people that are smothered in this thing, and why didn't DIY win this match? No. The Wyatt Six they retain. I say Wyatt Six because who knows exactly how many people have this title. Maybe all of them do. And I was fine with that result, even though I'm just like, yeah, there's uh excuse me. Hopefully no one got hurt doing this matchup, and hopefully we are to go on and have more tag teams in these PLEs, god dang it. But I don't want this mess like is going on here where we just have way too many effing people involved. Let's have some clean wins, please. Let's have some clean wins. That's all I want in my life. So, the AJ Dominic match, I'm like, well, since Dominic is back from injury, like, are we seriously thinking that he's going to lose this match? Yeah, like, AJ is to go on and state that he only has so much left in his career, but, like, I would like to see AJ get more titles, but like I just don't think that this is going to be in the card for him to get the Intercontinental. Uh if anything, it would still be nice to see Sheamus in that title fight, but whatever. Like just for him to finally get that win and to get that title and then hand it off to whoever the heck. But it would have been nice to see AJ win, just so that way he has more than just kind of world titles to his resume and what have you. Because I don't think he really has any like mid card titles. Like I don't think he's like has he had the US? Like I barely even can think of if he is to go on and have like tag titles or anything. But like I guess we're looking at just kind of consolation prizes for AJ at this point. Before his career is to wrap up, it seems. But sadly, yeah, AJ didn't go on to win this one. Moving on. Solo retains. Solo had escaped the cage afterwards. Fatu had gone on to be in the cage against uh, the Solo faction, whatever they're calling themselves. The the secondary tribal chief, whatever goofy bloodline thing. I don't know what they're calling themselves. Like I guess you can state that Roman's faction is to be called the Tribe, and maybe Solo's team is to be called the Bloodline. I don't know. I have no idea. And then whatever Fatu is going to go on and be with Jimmy. Maybe that's I don't know. Maybe that's to be called the Wolf Pack. Who cares? Whatever. Um, the Samoan Wolves. I don't know. Um, the Samoan Wolf Pack. I don't care. Um, there's too many freaking factions, and I hate this. I'm sick of this garbage. I'm just so sick of freaking factions. Just stop this. Anyways, so Fatu gets into the cage and does the moonsaults to fall onto the guys. I'm like, Woohoo! Could this match be any more over? And I mean over as not like it's going great. I mean over as like click. This needed to have opened seriously this night too. It did not need to be so late as it was. Because I'm just like, this slows this down. I am not interested in this at all. And it wasn't a shocker that Solo won. Just because he is a faction and then Fatu has Jimmy and that's it. The numbers game, of course, is going to occur here. Obviously. So lastly, oh, actually, I pretty much just gone on, pretty much just said everything. And I had already mentioned the Cena and Cody match thing first as a result. So yeah, so that it covers all my bases. At this point, I've gone on to do 3 videos today. So I'm kind of just spent and done at this point. So let me know in the comments below how you felt about SummerSlam in general, because I've covered the 2-day event. Some people will probably go on and probably to have liked night 1 and hated night 2. Vice versa, people can choose what their favorite matches were and what have you. If I were to go on and to have actually picked one, I think it was kind of easy. It was the men's tag match out of 2 of these nights, just because I miss tag team divisions. That have an actual title that involved within them. Isn't that intriguing? Uh, After that, uh, I feel that I obviously need to go uh with the Lynch Lyra match, just because of how dangerous it was. Uh, the Cody Cena match, the Gunther Punk match, and was there anything really on night 1 that was there anything on night 1 that I could come back here and just be like worthwhile? And not really. Uh, Nothing in my mind. The opener, the triple threat opener for night 2. Most of this card. Uh, yeah, night 1 had nothing. Nothing. Sadly enough. So that said, I'm gonna go on and get the heck out of here. Because yeah, I think I've talked enough for one day. But I wanted to go on and get this done so that way I can kind of go back into the pattern of kind of doing these normal movie and show reviews instead of doing these WWE PLEs, because it seems that sometimes they do well, but also I am to want to get into movies and shows a lot more kind of when I'm getting back in the swing of things. So thank you for going on and listening to a thing like this. I do appreciate it, and hopefully I hope that we're going to get some really interesting matchups in the future, and also some really interesting PLEs that are to go on and happen. It seems that WrestleMania, it seems, is going to be taking place in Vegas, which I'm like, whatever. Like, let me just see the card of it, and then I'll be intrigued about WrestleMania in Vegas. I think that, yeah, the Vegas. I think that Clash at the Castle, I think, is going to be in Paris. It's going to be the next PLE. Am I right about that? Uh, I'm to just go on and just be like, man, whatever about that. Like, I don't really have a whole huge amount of hopes about what that PLE is going to really deliver at this point. Whatever the next PLE, I'm like, nah, like, I just, SummerSlam is one of the more bigger PLEs, I think. So like Clash at the Castle, that's probably going to be like filler. At least it won't go on to have a load of ads, but it's just like it's not probably end up going to being a thing that's going to blow me away. I hope to be wrong, but I don't know. But also, it seemed that Jelly Roll was to go on and be involved in that tag team match because they were hoping that Travis Scott was gonna eventually gonna go on and be involved in wrestling. But it seems that Travis Scott may go on and not be involved in wrestling anymore. So I heard that from Steven Richards' YouTube channel. So I'm like, cool. Like I didn't really care for Travis Scott all that much, and also like when you really think about it, like if you're not really seeing Dwayne be involved in WWE stuff, it just makes when Travis Scott is being involved in things to just make it all that worse. Plus now Cena's to be babyface, so why would Travis Scott be doing anything? It doesn't make sense. And also like if Cena's to be a babyface now, then what is Dwayne gonna be like? Are we gonna go on and have The Rock versus Cena again at some point? I doubt it because I don't think The Rock wrestles anymore. But like, you would think that that would be the natural progression, right? That Rock versus Cena again. Uh, maybe they'll have a tag team match somehow. I whatever. Yeah, like bring in Travis Scott and Dwayne. Yeah, no, just don't do that. I have no interest in that whatsoever. Uh, anyways, so with that said, I'm gonna get that out of here. Goodbye, everybody. Bye, everybody.